Hello, today we'll be reading My Weirder School number 3, Miss Lilly is Silly by Dan Gutman, pictures by Jim Palet. Chapter 1, Career Day. Let's show you the picture. Chapter 1, Career Day. My name is AJ, and I hate spiders. Aren't spiders gross? Yesterday I was in my backyard, and one of those disgusting things crawled up my leg. I thought I was gonna die. Something else really weird happened yesterday. It was Friday. I walked into Miss Granite's class at school, and there were 3 grown-ups sitting on chairs in front of the whiteboard. A fireman, a cowboy, and a frogman. Who are they? Whispered my friend Ryan, who will eat anything, even stuff that isn't food. Those guys must have escaped from the loony bin, said Michael, who never ties his shoes. We were all talking until Miss Granite held up his hand and made the peace sign, which means shut up. Some other grown-ups came in and sat in front of the whiteboard. Good morning, everyone, said Mr. Granite. Dr. Carbles, the president of the Board of Education, decided that today would be Career Day at elementary school. So I invited a few of my friends to come in and tell you about their jobs. Maybe this will help you decide what you want to be when you grow up. I already know what I'm going to be, I said. A pro skateboarder. Me too, said Alexia, who's a girl but is cool anyway. I want to be a veterinarian, said Andrea Young, that annoying girl with curly brown hair that I hate. You want to grow up and not eat meat? I asked. That's a vegetarian, Arlo, Andrea said, rolling her eyes. She calls me by my real name because she knows I don't like it. Why can't a truck full of vegetarians fall on Andrew's head? The frogman stood up first. He had mask on his face and flippers on his feet. I am a scuba diver, he told us. I feed the fish at the aquarium, blah, blah, blah. He told us all about how he feeds the fish. Then the cowboy stood up. I milk the cows and groom the horses and blah, 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 he said. He told us what it was like to work on a ranch. Then some other guy stood up. I'm an exterminator, he said. My job is to kill bugs and blah, blah, blah. Grown-ups sure have weird jobs. Our next guest is a special surprise, Mr. Granite told us. Please welcome professional skateboarder Tony Eagle. Wow, Tony Eagle is famous. He's been on TV. Me and the guys in the Lexus started clapping and shouting. Tony Eagle came rolling into the room. But he didn't come rolling in a skateboard. He came rolling in a wheelchair. What happened to you? I asked. I broke every bone in my body, Tony told us. You must have been working on a really awesome new trick, huh? Asked Neil, who we called the nude kid even though he wears clothes. No. Were you trying to jump over a car? I asked. That is cool. No. What happened? Asked Ryan. I ran into a door, said Tony Eagle. Ouch! Running into the door hurts. Maybe I don't want to be a pro skateboarder after all. A bunch of other grown-ups told us about their jobs. A lawyer told us about all the argues he had with people all day. A nurse told us that she had to clean up blood and guts and puke at a hospital. The fireman told us that one time a burning building collapsed while he was in it. And I thought going to school was no fun. After Career Day, I'm not sure what I want to be when I grow up. At all. I think I just stay a kid for the rest of my life. When they were all done, the grown-ups started to leave. But you'll never believe who ran into the door at that moment. Nobody! If you ran into a door, you could end up in a wheelchair like Tony Eagle. But you'll never believe who ran into the doorway. I'm not going to tell you. Okay, I'll tell you, but you have to read the next chapter. So nana nana boo boo to you. Chapter 2. Miss Lilly has to go. It was a lady who came running into our classroom. She was wearing an old-time means hat and trench coat. I guess a trench coat is a coat that you wear in a trench. There was a camera around her neck and a notepad in her hand. She was all out of breath. Sorry. Is Korea Day over? She asked. Miss Lilly, said Mr. Granite. I recognize Miss Lilly. She's a reporter for our local newspaper, the News Tribune Bulletin Acquirer. She wrote an article about her school when a squirrel ate through the power lines and all the lights went out. They put my picture in the paper and everything. My mom put it up on the refrigerator. Sorry I'm late, Miss Lilly said. I had to write a big story about a tree. Why did you write about a tree? Asked Andrea. Yeah, why did you write about a tree? Asked Emily, who always does whatever Andrea does. It fell down, said Miss Lilly. So what? Asked Ryan. Don't trees fall down all the time? Yes, well, this tree landed on a house. Was anybody hurt? Asked Emily, all worried. No. Then why was it a big story? I asked. Mr. Gunn asked. The tree fell on Mayor Hubble's house, Miss Lilly told us. Oh, and that's a big story? Asked Alexia. Well, it landed on the mayor's bathroom, Miss Lilly said. And the mayor was in the bathroom at the time. You see, a tree falling down is boring. And a tree falling down the mayor's house is still pretty boring. But a tree falling down in the mayor's bathroom while he's on the toilet is a great human interest story. That's what I look for. Human interest stories. What happened to Mayor Hubble? Asked Emily, all concerned. He had to go. Of course he had to go, I said. That's why he was in the bathroom. No, said Miss Lilly. I mean, after he went, he had to go. How can you go right after you went? Asked Neil the nude kid. We went back and forth like that for a while until Mr. Granite interrupted. I'm terribly sorry, he said. This is all very interesting, but we have to do our math lessons now. Ugh, I hate math. That's too bad, said Miss Lilly. I wanted to show the kids how we make the newspaper. Oh, that would be neat, said Andrea. Don't you want to learn how to make the newspaper? Yes, said all the girls except for Alexia. No, said all the boys and Alexia. Maybe you could come back another time to show the class how to make a newspaper, suggested Mr. Granite. I have a better idea, said Miss Lilly. When I come back, the kids and I can make a real newspaper together. That's a wonderful idea, said Miss Granite. Would you kids like to make a real newspaper with Miss Lilly? Yes, yelled all the girls except for Alexia. No, yelled all the boys and Alexia. I can see the headlines now, said Miss Lilly. Kids make newspaper. I love it, but I've gotta go. Do you have to go or do you have to go? I asked. I have to go, she replied, and it's an emergency. I still didn't know if Miss Lilly had to go or if she had to go. In any case, she went running out of the room. Miss Lilly is silly. Okay, thank you for reading chapter 1 and 2 of My Way to School 3, Miss Lilly is Silly. This is the first 2 chapters. Next time, come and see us read chapter 3 and chapter 4. Goodbye.